Mondy,
Hello.
what's up, man? Here we are again. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids. There's a lot of things to discuss. Big movies dropped. A big show that I'm sure you watched. I didn't give a fuck about, but I'm sure you watched it. You get it? You? Sorry. Okay.
I was working on
Guys,
that.
guys, make sure you like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the Current Era Pod.
And please share if you are feeling frisky enough.
Yeah.
Let's get into some reviews. Did you
Let's do it.
finish any shows or films? I watched 2 shows and 2 films.
Nope. Just Thunderbolts. That's it.
Okay. Well, I'll get into my show reviews. The first review is for a reality show called Special Forces World's Toughest Test.
Reality show. Okay.
You review documentaries, bitch. So I don't want to.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is season 3 of this show.
This is the complexity. Sorry, go ahead.
This is season 3 of this show. Basically, they take all these different celebrities and they put them in like Navy SEALs, like special ops training over the course of like 3 weeks. I think it's a pretty interesting idea. Now, there's been 2 previous seasons, but what really drew me to this season, because this is my first time watching the show, is Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton. Actually, just saw him earlier this week on the Beltline randomly. Just walked right past him. But anyway, if you live in Atlanta, you'll probably see Cam Newton all over the place. What the fuck are you laughing at? Why are you laughing?
I had just saw it. Oh my god, I just didn't know what to do.
Anyway, there's also a lot of other players as well that kind of drew me to this season as well. Like I'm a millennial, so I grew up on Disney Channel. Kyla Pratt and Christy Romano, Kim Possible and Penny Proud themselves. It's really cool to see them now that they're older in a new kind of strange environment. They're easily like the weakest links out of the entire show. Like they are failing every mission, but it's just so funny. I love Kyla Pratt. She's like a little sister amongst the cast, and it's what really kind of got to me as well is that they became like a tight knit, almost like family towards the end, because each round people get like eliminated. And by the final 8, when we had Cam Newton and Golden Tate, another NFL player, it really felt like a family dynamic. Like you can tell that these guys are going through some real shit. Like it kind of makes you wonder as a viewer, like, can I go through this? This is really kind of crazy, you know? Obviously, it's not real Navy SEALs training. Like it's a reduced version of that, but it's still a really intense task. I don't know I'd be able to complete myself. The surprises for me were this guy named Brody Jenner. He's in the Kardashian family. He was like, this dude's an athlete, man. He's a really, like, he was keeping up with Cam Newton. I was surprised. And then we have Kayla Nicole, who's Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend before Taylor Swift. Obviously, Taylor Swift is the upgrade from a financial standpoint, but we're talking body and fineness. It's not even a debate, but she's really athletic as well. Like I said, a real camaraderie was formed. I hate to see people go after a certain point. A family was formed. And not to sound sexist at all either, but this show is kind of strange because like they have like the men and women doing the same kind of physical task. Like, why is Cam Newton being held to the same standards as Kyla Pratt? You know, and but I guess if you're going to be a Navy SEAL, you have to go through that training, which I don't think there's ever been a woman Navy SEAL in the history of like of the U.S. military. So I guess we see why. But overall, man,
is that a fact?
Really,
okay,
it is.
Okay,
I think.
Okay.
He tell me. I mean, you're from the war family, so. But anyway, overall, guys, this is a very interesting show. If you like shows like Survivor or things like that, like of that nature, I recommend it. It's called Special Forces on Hulu, World's Toughest Test. It was a fun time, man. Fun time. Next review is for the big one, which is You Season 5, which is now streaming on Netflix. You chose not to watch the season, but you watched the previous 4 seasons or 3 seasons.
I watched at least 2.
Okay, at least 2. Okay, well, around last season, which was season 4, which was in Britain, in the UK.
Yeah, I definitely didn't watch that bullshit.
It became very clear that this show was kind of overstaying its welcome. I think that's kind of like the common consensus amongst many people. Like, okay, it's kind of being long in the tooth now. And I feel like I was happy to see this be the final season, the final conclusion to everything that was happening. But I feel like the main reason why the show had never been able to reach the levels that it had in the past is the absence of Victoria Pedretti, who plays Love. She was really like able to match Joe over in terms of compatibility, just screen presence. And they try to bring in all these different love interests, whether it be Kate, Marianne, this new girl named Bronte in this season. And they're all fine, but they just can't match Love or even Beck for that matter in terms of just that on-screen compatibility. I like the season in terms of the fact that instead of trying to repress Joe's, serial killer, murderous nature that he always has, in this season he's fully embracing it, I guess because it's the last season. He's like, yo, I'm a killer. It is what it is. Let's do it. So I appreciated that change of pace for what it was. But in the end, it ended up being, I thought it was going to be better than season 4, at least. It's not as good as seasons 1 through 3. But in my opinion, what really brought it down for me is that final episode. I mean, it was just like any casual U fan, even you could have probably guessed how it would have ended, which I thought was just so, it's just so lazy. And I really wanted a better writing and a better conclusion. It just ended like in the most generic way possible. And I just think that, I don't know if that was Netflix being like, okay, we're done with it, or whatever. Now there was a scene in the middle of the season where they kind of reintroduced other characters that have appeared in the past and kind of had them trying to get back at Joe as well, which I thought was really, really cool. Had my fingers crossed waiting on Jenna Ortega, but I'm sure her little 2 minutes of screen time would probably blew the entire budget for the season because she's such a big star now.
10 mil, bitch. 10 mil.
Right. There was a great performance by this one new character. Her actress name is Anna Camp. She plays twins, Maddie and Reagan. This is the year of twins, I guess, of one actor playing twins, because we had it with Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, Robert De Niro in The Alto Night, Robert Pattinson, and we play clones, but same kind of thing, and Mickey 17, and she knocked it out of the park, man. She was really the standout this season, in my opinion. But overall, I give this season a B-. It didn't end with a bang, but it ended not in a bad way. But I just, I'm glad it's over. I'll say that. So I don't think you didn't miss anything by missing you season 5, in my opinion.
I'm sure I didn't. That's why I didn't watch it.
But I will say this, though. The fact that I'm always rooting for Joe, he's a horrible person. Man, he's definitely the villain, is a testament to just Penn Badgley's, his performance as Joe. I think he's etched in another iconic performance. His first one was in Gossip Girl, and now with this guy has another iconic character, in which many actors can't say they have iconic characters in their filmography. So I think Penn Badgley did all he could do with the character. So
John Tucker must die. Mm-hmm. No, I'm playing.
Anyways, let's move on to some movie reviews. Before we get into the big one, Thunderbolts, I watched a film called Until Dawn. A horror film.
Okay.
A horror film based on the video game.
Yeah.
Which, if we remember when we kind of spoke about it, a lot of players online were having these dialogues about how they did not like the trailer because it deviated from the game in a way where it's just a whole different dynamic in this movie. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Now,
but you don't play the games at all. You have no exposure to the video game.
Not at all. So this meant, so I thought I'd come in with a fresh slate. Hopefully that'll help my experience. It didn't. So I'll say this. I watched this film after watching Sinners 3 times at that. I've now seen Sinners 4 times. I might go see the 5th.
Grow up.
going from watching Sinners to this was like the epitome of like, I don't know how to even put it in like context, but it was really, really bad for me. This movie felt like a haunted house in all the wrong ways possible. It felt like your local haunted house where it's just things jumping at you, cheap costumes. It feels like, it didn't feel like I was never immersed in the experience, in my opinion, because... Was
the idea executed well, at least?
No, not in my opinion. It felt like a cheap choreographed gimmick. And it's strange because, you got all these different monsters and creatures, and yet I found it so unscary. Like, this could have been a vehicle for a very, at least, scary film, if not good, at least. And I at a certain point, I was like, okay, man, I'll take a cheap jump scare. Give me something, to keep me awake and keep me entertained. It has this thing that movies do. I hate that movies do where there's no sense of pain. Like, there's a scene where this guy gets stabbed in the abdomen, like fatally, and he's still able to hold a conversation while at that point, you just kind of lose all stakes and all sense of realism. Now, if you're going for campy, then that's fine, but it didn't toe the line well enough between campy and realism, in my opinion. And so I wasn't able to fully buy into either one. And just the whole thing, just the whole concept of you get 13 nights, you know that you're going to come back to life after every night. After like the second night, I'm like, okay, there's no stakes anymore, because I know these guys are, at least until the 13th night, nothing really matters because you're just going to come back to life. And so you would think that you get some creative kills at least with that kind of, story device, but not really. It was just okay. The craziest part for me is that this comes from director David F. Sandberg, who's made some really competent horror films in the past. He made Annabelle Creation, which I think is really good. He made Lights Out with Teresa Palmer, who plays number 9 and I'm number 4. Number 6 and I'm number 4. And to go from making those movies to making this, I'm like, brother, what happened? Because this is a D. This is a bad film.
Wow.
I wasted my time watching it. I had hope in this, to be honest. So
interesting. Okay.
Speaking of movies I had hope on, let's go on to Thunderbolts. Please give me your review for Thunderbolts. I would love to hear it.
Yeah. Wow. It's so funny. So I'm on the train of thought of muting words on social media because spoilers are just absolutely relentless nowadays. Like it literally doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what pages you follow. If you were in any type of community, you're going to get spoiled. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I muted the term. So after seeing the film, I'm seeing that people are loving this. Like they're like praising it. They're saying it's the best thing since Endgame. And I'm just like, what did I see? Cause like that just wasn't my experience, but I'm the guy who hates everything. So whatever. Look, the first hour and a half of this movie, I was actually really enjoying it. Like I was like, okay, like, you know, chemistry here. We got everybody together mostly except Bucky. But I mean, I've seen enough of Bucky and I know what he can do. So like, I don't really need Bucky in this dynamic. But like, I was really interested in the Bob character. I was interested in Sentry. I was like, this dude's great. Like, I'm totally buying, or like, I'm totally picking up what they're putting down for this character. Like, I get it. Like, I'm here for it. There's a point in the movie where it's Sentry versus everybody else, which I thought was really well done. And then pretty much directly after that, this movie like just declines very, very steeply for me. I think being a fan of like anime and like especially like Naruto kind of backfired here because when you have this all powerful character that you can't possibly beat, there's only one thing that you're gonna do to win, and that is talk no jutsu. And as a Naruto fan, it's just become so repetitive and so boring, to the point where it's almost uninteresting to see, especially in live action. At least in Naruto, he's gonna beat your ass first, and then he's gonna convince you like what you're doing is wrong, or you know whatever the case may be. Like let's fix this. But in this, there was just nothing that they could do with this character. Like he was just bigger, better, stronger than they were, and the only thing they can do was talk to him. And you know that's fine. You know we have to deal with our emotions, we have to deal with our trauma, and I understand that. But seeing it play out in a movie format in the Marvel Cinematic Universe just wasn't appealing to me personally. So yeah, this movie was it's so funny because like I said, I was really enjoying it up to about the hour and a half mark, and then it's just like I was just like, wow, can't wait for this to be over. And then when it was finally over, I was just like, okay, great. I'm ready to do something else entirely now. I stayed for the post credit scene, which is great. Like I'm excited, even though I'm not really excited for. Well, I don't want to. That's no spoilers. But anyway, look. Ultimately, this movie is what it is. I personally don't think it's Endgame, or I like people saying that it's one of the best things since Endgame. That's just ridiculous in my opinion, guys. But sorry, I give this a B minus, and I'm probably being generous. I probably should have given it a C, but that's just my opinion. What do you think, Monty? Please tell me you loved it, because I know that you're very excited for this movie.
I was super excited for this movie. I had a lot of faith in this movie. Since the jump. I think Grounded MCU is my favorite version of the MCU, as you know. Like you, I've been seeing a lot of dialogue online about how this is just the MCU is back, and
yep.
And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm like, okay, great. Yes, thank you.
Affirm me, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I was not a fan of this movie, guys, and it really broke my heart to say this. And I'm gonna go down the list as to why.
Okay.
Number one, I think that the actress, her name is Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I think she's a fine actress on her own. I've never bought into her MCU character of Valentina. I think she is the epitome of unmenacing, no presence whatsoever on screen, and to have her be the main antagonist was such a horrific decision, in my opinion. She brought nothing. I've never liked, even since Wakanda Forever. I didn't like her. Didn't like her in Falcon and Winter Soldier. She does nothing for me, in my opinion. Now, there's quite a bit of comedy bits in here, and which is not unlike the MCU at all. That's what they do.
It's what they do.
And the comedy should have flowed very effortlessly with this unique group of people and all these wacky personalities, these anti-heroes. You would think it would be like a seamless, but the jokes for me rarely. I know comedy's subjective, but for me, they rarely landed, if not ever. And Red Guardian, David Harbour, who I love as an actor, is really going for it.
He's trying.
I don't blame him. I blame the writing of the jokes, because I've seen him be funny. I think he was hilarious in Black Widow. And a lot of his jokes just didn't land, and it's always awkward when you can feel the movie pausing, like get this joke off, and then get back to the movie, and it's always awkward when it doesn't land, But it's going for a lot of jokes, and I feel like they could have really taken a page out of the GOAT James Gunn's book, because he's when it comes to taking a group of like wacky individuals who are anti-heroes and making them feel like a family by the end of the movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's the master at Creature Commandos. And this movie they tried to do that. And I just feel like it fell flat on his face, if I'm being honest. And a lot of times the comedy conflicted with the grounded reality of the tone of the movie, in my opinion, as well. I do think that Florence Pugh, I still think she's a masterclass actress. I know you aren't the biggest fan of her, but I think she's one of the best working actresses today. She's one of my favorite actresses. I think that making her the focal point was a smart idea. I love her character. I love her character, Elena Belova. I wish Bucky had more to do, to be honest. But sure, I get it. This is her time to shine, and which I didn't have a problem with. There's an attempt here to make everybody or to humanize the entire team, which in theory is a good thing, right? Except for Ghost. Ghost gets the short end of the stick once again, which whatever. But it sounds good in theory to have everybody humanized, but a lot of these attempts at humanization fell flat and were just kind of shallow depictions of like mental health, in my opinion. Shallow depictions of trying to, make these characters have depth, except for Yelena. I thought she did a really good job with what she was given because she had the most to do. She had the most screen time.
By far,
and which I didn't mind because she's such a great actress in my opinion. Now, the reason for the asterisk at the end of Thunderbolts, I think, is a really cool idea. I will say that. Like, if you watch the film, if you read comics, especially there's a reason why there's that. I always wonder, like, why is there an asterisk at the end of the title? But it makes total sense. It's really cool, and so, yeah. Overall, I gave the film a C, which really pained me. I think this is as average as it gets. Like, according to you, you had fun the first hour and a half. I was never having that much fun. I was like, okay. It was fun. it was fun in spots, but I can't say I just had consistently fun for an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk some spoiler kind of stuff now. So, guys, if you want to skip ahead maybe 5 minutes, go ahead. But now I want to talk some spoilery stuff with Julien.
Sure. Taskmaster, bring it up.
Well, that was spoiled for me. God damn it.
Okay. Okay.
A day before. Like, going to a theater, a screening opening night, and still getting spoiled is the worst kind of experience ever. But that was spoiled for me. So, how about you? Was that a surprise to you?
Yeah, but did I miss her like in the movie? I didn't literally at all. So,
yeah.
And honestly, the promo for the new Avengers movie kind of told, like it kind of laid out the groundwork of what that was going to be. So,
right.
I didn't care, but it's weird that they spent so much time promoting this team, like everybody together, including Taskmaster, like promo, toys, any kind of merchandise. Taskmaster's in it, and in the first 5 minutes, it is because in the first 5 minutes of the film, it's over. They never revisit it, so it's just like, okay.
If you didn't promote her, then it'd be even more obvious,
Well, like my point is, like, why have her in the movie? She had a beginning, middle, and an end in Black Widow.
Shock value, which didn't work.
That was supposed to be shock value.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Taskmaster.
Yeah. I think Marvel must have a vendetta against Taskmaster because he's such a great villain in the comics, by the way.
Yeah.
Great Captain America villain or great Avengers villain.
Sure.
She was done very wrong in Black Widow, and then they even do her even worse here. I'm like, they just have like a vendetta against the Mandarin, Taskmaster, like these great villains. I don't get it.
Okay.
I will say this though, I love how much respect they put on Bucky. Well, Winter Soldier's name in his first entrance scene. I'm like, this nigga like the fucking Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, they gave him aura, which I was like, yes, okay. I needed that scene. I thought that was a great scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bucky's awesome.
He is awesome. I wish the actor, I know he's getting older, but I hate when actors like commit to physicality early on in a role, and then as years go on, they kind of just be like, okay, whatever. Because in Winter Soldier, First Avenger, this guy was kind of swole. Now he's a super soldier, he's supposed to be, but now he's like kind of like he's not letting himself go. He's just a skinny guy. You can tell he's like a naturally skinny guy. And I wish he kind of kept up that physicality because in superhero movies, guys, I'm sorry, but that's going to always matter to me, physicality. So did that bother you at all? Not really.
Not at all. No.
Okay.
He's a super soldier, so yeah, like you said, like that, yeah, I don't care.
But they made such a point to make Chris Evans so big when he got the serum, and you would think a super soldier would be big. Like even Red Guardian is not like in shape, but at least he's a big dude. I can believe he's a super soldier. Anyway, that's just a little nitpicky thing. Give me your thoughts on Sentry. I think it's crazy that Stephen Young was supposed to be him initially. I can see it actually.
I could have totally seen it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Sentry?
Yeah. First of all, like I said in the review, like I really liked the actor that played the character. I thought the way they brought him in was super interesting. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who is this guy?
And just to be clear, you have no reference to who Sentry is in the comics, do you?
Not at all. No. Okay. So when they opened fire on him and he just started rising up, I was like, oh shit, nigga, like we're lit. Like, let's go. But yeah, and then they do that annoying thing where like, oh, like he actually can't use his power without being totally evil, so you're just never gonna use him again until we need to use him, because we're gonna retcon that because obviously he has to be in the Avengers. So yeah, like ultimately I liked him and I want to see more of him. I loved how they just blatantly compared him to Thor. It was like, he'll beat Thor's ass. We'll see. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. For reference on how strong Sentry is in the comic,
yeah.
In the comic run, World War Hulk, when Hulk came back to Earth and was beating everybody's ass, X-Men, Avengers, no one could stop him. only one guy could stop the Hulk when he was in that kind of mode, and that was a Sentry. They was a tie. They like both like knocked each other out type shit. But that was like World Breaker Hulk, so like whole different kind of Hulk. So he's very powerful, and he has the power of 1,000,000 suns, they say. So anyway,
okay, great.
I think the scene when they're all fighting him, is it just me or was that clearly inspired by the Justice League Snyder scene?
Yeah,
right.
But like I have no problem with that. Like I loved it.
But I was like, hold on,
yeah,
somebody's watching the Snyder cut.
Yeah. Okay. It was super cool. Like I was like, hell yeah, like please try it. It was actually like comical to a point because it was just like y'all are clearly outmatched. Like what are y'all doing? But it was cool. I loved it.
Okay, so now I have like a nerdy question. So like we saw like super soldiers giving it their all, punching him, and he didn't even move.
Right.
Do you think if they punched Thor like that, he would move at least? A super soldier?
No.
He wouldn't even move?
No. No.
Okay.
Thor Odinson, nigga.
Obviously Thor was that nigga. I'm just saying. I think he, based on what we've seen,
would move.
I mean, from a super soldier punch, like not just a regular nigga punch. Because we've seen James slap him and he'd be like, obviously it didn't hurt him, but we saw him like.
I mean, he probably did that so he wouldn't fucking break her fucking whole body from slapping him. Like what?
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I think Thor. I think Thor can totally take a fucking punch from a super soldier. I'm sorry.
Of course he can take a punch, obviously, but would he move?
No, tank. Like
tank.
Yeah, like he could. Like what the fuck was that, nigga?
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So the post credit scene, I love the fact that Sam Wilson was like, "These niggas hate the fucking."
Yeah.
Sam Wilson said, "Who?"
Yeah. Not my Avengers. It was a funny headline in the credits. I loved it.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I remember people talking shit about Captain America's team in Civil War when he had him, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch. They were like, that team is ass. I'm like, bro, that team makes
this team, yeah,
makes that team look like the fucking 99 Lakers.
Yeah.
Like anyway,
you niggas stink.
Yeah, they stink. But it's like I said, it's still a cool like transition from Thunderbolts to a new Avenger, which is the comic run, the New Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, yeah, like I said, see you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry,
look,
I'm high on everybody else.
I want to say one thing about the Fantastic Four. So obviously that was like the crux of the post credit scene, and I
was so straight faced when I saw that. But go ahead.
Nigga, Monty just hated it. Get me out of here. No, look. I am like so hyped for the Fantastic Four film now because of the promo that they've been doing with the Fantastic Four. Look, it's going to be mediocre, and that's what I'm expecting. Mediocrity. It's the Fantastic Four, but I can't wait to see it.
Okay. Chris Evans, Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis, Ian, those are my Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
And the more I see this trailer with Julia Gardner, like, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a joke for like a long time. Like, Marvel was just joking about it. This bitch is really the Silver Surfer, bro.
I come to prepare your planet for Galactus. Okay.
Bro, what a downgrade from Lawrence Fishburne's voice, bro. Anyway, let's talk about what's coming out and what's out right now.
Let's do it.
Companion, which just came out in theaters in January, I believe, is now streaming on Max. I highly recommend this, guys. If you're looking for a fun movie to watch on HBO Max, watch Companion. I think it's a really, really good AI movie. Number 2, Baby Girl is now streaming on Max as well. Baby Girl is another good ie with Nicole Kidman. If you're into erotica, which I hate to say that I am, it sounds kind of weird, but it's a really...
nigga, boy. Nigga just admitted that shit.
That sounds crazy. I mean, I like all kind of movies. Anyway, it's out on Max right now.
Nigga like them XXX rated motherfuckers. What? Okay.
Also, the entire Twilight Saga is now streaming on Netflix. I don't care what nobody says. People love shit on this movie. It's a great franchise, goddammit.
It is. What?
Yeah, so yeah, it's out on Netflix right now.
It's one of the greatest franchises of all time. Mm-hmm.
Now, as we already announced in the past, Star Wars Visions are coming back with season 3, obviously.
Yeah.
But however, 3 episodes are getting actual sequels in this new season, which is the first that Star Wars Visions has done. The Duel, which was a great episode. The Village Bride, which I can't really remember the Village Bride that much. And then the Ninth Jedi, which in my opinion, guys, the Ninth Jedi is the best episode of the entire Star Wars Visions thing that we had so far. And also the Ninth Jedi is also getting an anime spinoff series that will also release on Disney Plus in 2026 on next year. So what are your thoughts on this, man? This is crazy.
So look, it's good and bad to me. Like obviously it's good because we're getting more content. Like that in and of itself is good. And I think even when we talked about Star Wars Vision season 1, whenever that was a few years ago, we talked about we would want to see sequels for these specifically. Mm-hmm. However, it just feels like they're going to bastardize what we've seen and they're going to try to stretch it. Now, look, if it's done right, fantastic, like great. But I mean, history shows that Disney and Star Wars very rarely mix. I feel like what we got with Star Wars Vision Season 1 was maybe lightning in a bottle, and like we just didn't know it. I mean, like I hope that I'm wrong, and these sequels especially can be fantastic, along with whatever else we get in Vision Season 3. But yeah, I can't lie, I'm a little uneasy about it, honestly.
So I remember the duel in the Ninth Jedi. Do you remember the Village Bride at all?
Not really, no.
Okay, I thought it was just me. But yeah, once again, I can't reiterate how much the Ninth Jedi is such a great episode. Go back and watch it if you haven't, or watch it for the first. Just watch that one episode. Like that needs to be canon. Like that's such a good lore for Star Wars. Yep. Anyway, moving on. There's a TV show based on The Holdovers coming. It's in the works. The Holdovers is, in my opinion, a modern Christmas classic. It stars Paul Giamatti. Came out maybe 2 years ago, so I'm happy for that. Ryan Coogler says that he will be working on an X-Files reboot next. That's going to be his next thing he's working on, the X-Files reboot. I've never watched the X-Files. I know it has a huge following, cult following. But Ryan Coogler can do literally no wrong, in my opinion, now. So I always thought that, actually. But what are your thoughts on this?
I don't care.
Okay. I kind of wish he would do more original, just because the Sinners was so fucking masterful in my opinion. I wish he would do more like original content as opposed to attached IP like Creed or like Black Panther. But whatever he does, he's going to put his own spin on it, obviously. But this guy can do original content as well, which is such a testament to his talent. Paramount plans on developing Sonic spin-off films. So,
okay. Shocker.
Knuckles. I'm probably getting a Shadow film.
Oh, we are. Probably.
A Tails film?
Yes, bitch.
Open the night, bitch. Yeah, it's here, man. The SSU.
Hey, man. Hey, as long as Jim Carrey's not in it, I'll support. But if that nigga's in it, y'all have fun, bro. I'm not going to see the one with Amy. Y'all have fun. This nigga literally got destroyed again, like a planet. Like,
guys, I promise you, Julian's going to be there opening night. Whether Jim Carrey's there or not,
I am not.
I've heard his speech literally 1,000 times. So I'm not.
Hey, man, I am the one that will pick something up and drop it real quick. Ask you season 4, 5, 3, whatever the fuck I didn't watch. I'm not doing it no more.
Okay. Jeremy Renner says that he turned down Hawkeye season 2 when he was told he would only earn half of his season 1 salary.
This is crazy.
Did you think I'm only half the Jeremy because I got ran over? Obviously, that was a horrible accident where he broke like 38 bones just last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I advise you guys kind of watch the whole interview. Well, not the whole interview, but at least like the 10-minute chunk of that interview, because he's really kind of going in on Disney and Marvel. I was like, damn, is he ever gonna come back as Hawkeye at all? He's talking that shit. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's sad. I mean, it's sad that Disney lowballed him like that. Like, I don't know why they thought they would be able to get away with it.
OG Avenger, like.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner deserves more respect, and I don't know. To me, I mean, like, I didn't watch the 10-minute interview. I think I saw like a 2 or 3 minute clip where he was like, this isn't Kevin Feige. This is like the accountants at Disney or some shit like that. But
right, yeah,
it's unfortunate. He's definitely going to be back. I don't care what the fuck he's going to be back. So yeah.
Yeah, well, guys, I might be in a minority here, but Hawkeye is my favorite of all the MCU Disney shows. And so,
you're in the minority.
I know I am. I would have loved this season 2. And then we get Haley Steinfeld back as well. We going to kill every last one in. I would have loved it. So, yeah. Anyway, we have a sequel to Sisu will come out November 21st of this year. This is out of nowhere. I love Sisu.
Okay.
Sisu came out did you ever see Sisu?
I didn't.
Came out like either last year or 2 years ago. And it's just it came out like out of nowhere from the producers of John Wick, a very fun, creative revenge flick, which I'm so against nowadays. But this is actually a really good one.
I was about to say,
I'll be here opening night, man. This is a really good action flick. So yeah, I'll be here. Let's talk the top 5 biggest movie flops in 2024 last year.
Okay.
Do you have any guesses on which movies are in here?
Off the top of my head, no.
At number 5, which lost $71 million for the studio, Kraven the Hunter.
Wheelchair, Madam Web.
Nope.
God. All right, never mind.
At number 4 is Megalopolis, which lost the studio $75 million.
Wow.
This is a passion project from Francis Ford Coppola. At number 3, I think the worst movie I've seen in the last... No, actually, that's not true. I just saw The Electric State this year. In a long time, Borderlands lost $80 million for the studio. At number 2, Furiosa, which is another one which surprised me. I mean, it lost $119 million for the studio. I mean, huge budget, but with that kind of movie, you have to have a big return. And last one, Joker 2 lost to studio Warner Brothers $144 million. Crazy. The first one made $1 billion. This one loses 150 almost, which is crazy.
Damn.
Let's talk some trailers, guys. We have the trailer for Wednesday season 2, which has now been released. Netflix does this thing now where if the show is popular enough, they want to split it up to get that viewership. So part 1 comes out August 6th, part 2 September 3rd. What are your thoughts on the return of Wednesday, Jenna Ortega?
I mean, look, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited to have it back. I was a big fan of season 1. I mean, season 1 put Jenna Ortega on the map. Realistically, like it happened 3 or 4 years ago, and all the shit she's been in since then is like, you know, shout out. It's because of Wednesday and her performance as the character. So glad to have her back. I mean, it looks like more of the same, which I'm whatever. I'm fine. I mean, this isn't like some like super high value show for me. This is just something that's just, you know, fun to watch. And I'll treat it as such. So I'm excited to have it back. The trailer, like I said, looked like literally more of the same, but that's not bad to me. So I'm fine.
I totally agree. It looks like more of the same. But they've been saying like during the whole press thing that, you know, this is such a darker season, which I didn't get, but hopefully we'll see. We'll see if it is.
Yeah.
Funny how her brother Pugsley, that's his name. Like this nigga's like 6 foot tall now, skinny. That's what happens when kid actors, you know, time goes on. So, but yeah, man, I'm interested in this season as well. We have the trailer for a new Fear Street movie called Fear Street Prom Queen. Has been released coming May 23rd on Netflix. As someone that watched the original Fear Street trilogy when it came out like a couple years ago, I thought it was absolutely mediocre as hell, so I would not be watching this at all. But there's actually, I've been surprised to see online, there's a lot of Fear Street fans who love that trilogy on Netflix, so shout out to them. I had no idea R.L. Stein was involved with this. I was like, oh, God, they made
Goosebumps.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Same thing. I feel like I think there was like an 80s version or some shit, and I feel like I watched that, and I was like, get this shit out of here. I feel like this is one of those shows that Avi enjoys, so shout out to her. Whatever. She can watch this shit. I'm not watching it.
We have the trailer for the new Predator film, guys, called Predator Badlands. Has been released coming November 7th in theaters. Same director as Prey, Dan Trachtenberg. What are your thoughts, man?
I hate to be that guy. I really do. Actually, I don't. I'm just gonna be me. People are hyping this. Like they're like, this looks amazing. It looks good, but to say this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. Okay, all right, okay. I mean, look, man, it's cool. Looks like Predator. I'll be there opening night. Like I don't know. Like this? I mean, people are trying to gas it like it's Star Wars. It's the Avengers coming back. It's Spider-Man No Way Home. It's just like, brother, calm down. Calm down. I didn't say you. I'm just saying like the internet, which isn't a real place, by the way. But yeah, so go ahead, Mondy.
I wouldn't put it on that kind of level, but I thought it was a damn good trailer. I mean, it looked aesthetically very pleasing. It looked like it's shot with some real intention and, you know, some detail. The biggest thing though that people are talking about is Elle Fanning's character is confirmed to be a Weyland Yutani android, which that directly connects Alien Covenant and all the Alien franchise to this Predator movie. And so, you know, Dan Trachtenberg has been teasing that he's been talking with Fede Alvarez, the director of Alien Covenant. They want to do a new Alien vs. Predator film. And so this is basically all the clues are there. It's going to happen. This is interesting to me, man. You have any thoughts on that?
Sorry, I don't care, Monty. I don't care. I'm just not as invested in that as all you guys are. So I hope this movie is everything you want, and I hope I enjoy it too. But
also another interesting tidbit in the trailer as well, that the alien skull from Independence Day was also seemingly in the trailer on the wall, and Disney also owns the rights to Independence Day and this. So are we getting an Independence Day fucking tie-in as well? Oh my God, this might be crazy. But what are your thoughts on that?
We're not. Everybody just calm down. Take a breath. Let's just relax. You're not getting that.
I'm just saying. We have the new trailer for Head of State starring Idris Elba, John Cena, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Brother.
It follows the U.S. president, played by John Cena, and the U.K. Prime Minister, Idris Elba, who must set aside their rivalry to thwart a global conspiracy and save the world. What are your thoughts?
This is as streaming gets. John Cena, man, he feels like he just has to do one of these a year. Like he must have like some quota to where he's just like the goofy, dumb jock, ripped up dude where he's just like, yeah, like let's just go shoot some guns and talk about our dicks. And hey, man, if this makes John Cena happy, and I mean, I'm gonna guess that he did this because he got to work with Idris Elba. Fine. But like, I'm not watching this, Mondy. I'm not gonna waste my life This is gonna be ass.
We are in total agreement here. Idris Elba is so much better than this, in my opinion. And honestly, John Cena is
It's
too.
a check.
Like you said,
It's a check.
Like you said, John Cena, like he loves doing these roles. I guess they're trying to like recreate that Bloodsport and Peacemaker dynamic from the Suicide Squad, which people loved. I thought it was okay. I mean, I love that movie, but I'll be honest with you guys, man. I may never watch another John Cena movie again. And look, this is somebody that started off loving John Cena, by the way, and I still love him as Peacemaker.
That's
but
funny.
These kind of movies that he does every year, I just can't do them anymore. I can't do them. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have the trailer for a new film called I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is a reboot of the classic, which I've never seen, which I plan on watching though because everybody says it's a classic. Pretty stacked cast here, coming to theaters. Well, I don't have the theater date, but yeah. It has returning cast members Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Scooby-Doo, James Gunn, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. What are your thoughts on this new?
From the original film that came out in '96. Look, guys,
you saw this?
I've never seen I Know What You Did Last Summer. Never in my life. I've only seen Scary Movie, which is a parody of that film. But
oh, it is?
Yeah, it's a parody of that and
okay.
Scream. But yeah, look, I don't know. I guess because I haven't seen the original and like, you know, this is, to me, it feels like kind of like a ripoff of Scream because they're bringing back the original characters. There's a new killer in town and blah, 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 blah. It's a slasher. But I honestly don't know which one came out first. And I'm sure like if I ever went back and watched the original, I would love it. And I'm probably going to be there opening night for this too. But I'm just not excited for it as of right now. So, yeah.
Same. As somebody that wants to watch the original, and I probably will, this trailer didn't do anything for me, to be honest. But maybe if I had seen the original, maybe I would have enjoyed the trailer more. I don't know. But just on its own in the vacuum, I was like, okay, cool. Another slasher we should get 10 times a year.
Exactly. Literally.
We have the trailer for Zach Cregger's Weapons. For those who don't know, Zach Cregger is the director of Barbarian, which I think is a modern horror masterpiece. Not masterpiece, but modern horror, really good film, Barbarian. It's been released. It's in theaters August 8th. Apparently, Jordan Peele wanted to produce this movie so much he fired his team because they couldn't get it. The trailer looks very interesting. Looks like a mystery / horror. I'll be there. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'll be there, but this is another one where it's just like, boy, people are like, did you see that? Did you see, like, if you stop it at a minute and 11 seconds, you can see the reflection of the sun. It's just like, yo, like, I must be just miserable, bro, because I'm just not excited about this. I'm not, but I'll be there opening night. But like, I'm literally not, like, I don't like, I just sometimes I just don't get the hype. Like there's this whole 100 people versus gorilla thing. It's just like, are y'all dead ass? Are y'all dead ass? We would fuck a gorilla. Like if we 25 people versus a gorilla would be like more of like a, okay, fine, like that's a more fair fight. 100 people? Are y'all stupid? That's why it's just like, bro, like it must be just children on the internet, bro. Like,
wait, so I assume you think the 100 people would win against the gorilla?
Are you, bro? We would decimate a gorilla. Are you dead ass?
Okay, I mean, quick question though. Like, how do we have the means to harm a gorilla though, a human being?
100 people?
Yeah.
100? Monty, are you dead ass? Like what?
I'm asking you like how would we harm it though? Like physically harm it,
bro? Like, look, everybody not gonna make it out, but like we would. There would be like over 80% of the fighting force left. Like we like humanity would live on. We would just choke this nigga out. We would beat him down. Like I don't know what y'all think a gorilla is. Like 6'5", 450. We got niggas that are bigger than that. Like real niggas. Like you want to give us 100 of them? Like come on, bro. Like okay. We would beat the fuck out of a gorilla.
Okay. Sure. I'll put you first in line in that draft.
Nigga said sure.
Next trailer, guys. I don't know how we got on that. That's a tangent. Next trailer is for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. This is the third entry in the Now You See Me franchise.
We're back, bitch. We're back.
Dave Franco returning.
Yes.
Everybody else. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Morgan Freeman returns. Social Network, bitch. Social Network. I can never remember this nigga's name. Yeah, because if you do to the nth power, why am I blanking on this nigga's name? Jeremy? Lex Luthor.
Jesse
Eisenberg. There he is. Yeah. He's back. And And again, they're going with the formula of, we're going to focus on a new team, but we're going to bring the old team back, and we're going to have the legacy characters, and they're all going to work together to reach a common goal. I'll be the opening night. I don't need to see any more. Thanks, bitch. Give it to me now. Like the first two films, I absolutely love them, and can't wait for this one. Thank you.
So, as someone that also enjoyed the first two films and was looking forward to this as well, after seeing the trailer, I am not excited anymore. This was becoming like Fast and the Furious. These niggas have like. These niggas have transcended, like, oh, we're just like magicians. Like, these niggas, like, it's like, if you ask me, these niggas have powers basically now. So, like,
yes. Yep.
Nah.
Yes.
It kind of lost the appeal.
Yes. No, wrong. No.
It's getting too exaggerated now.
I don't care. No.
These niggas are literal, like, Doctor Strange, like, magicians.
Yes.
Like, like no.
They niggas do the portal, bitch. Yes. Come out.
I don't like that. So.
I can't wait.
Last trailer, guys, is for The Smashing Machine, starring your boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in theaters October 3rd. Playing a real life guy. I never heard of this Mark Kerr guy, but apparently he was an actual person. But what are your thoughts on this trailer?
Yes, he was an actual person. Yes, he did exist. Yeah, I mean, look, it looks like he's I don't know, the costume design, the makeup is hilarious because it's literally just him with like a weird nose and hair. He's like you love to talk about physicality. I mean, come on, like The Rock is gonna give it to you, bro. Like this nigga's always in like incredible shape, which is just he's what 53, 54 today as we record this, and yeah, the nigga's humongous. So yeah, I mean, to say I'll be there opening night is just like it's just a lie. Like I'm going to the premiere, and yeah. No, look, I hope he kills it. Clearly, this is his goal for an Oscar. He's trying to get that deep emotional connection, and we'll see what happens. I hope he can deliver a performance worthy of Mondola Jones himself. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited.
Guys, this is all I've been asking for The Rock from years. This is all like fine, you can have your Jumanji, you can have your Black Adams, I don't care, but just squeeze in some real acting every now. I think you can do it, man. I really do, and I think this movie could be a really good step in the right direction for him. Which I'm excited to see him in this role. I thought he did look very almost damn near unrecognizable. I was like, what's going on? But you said something about the nose, so that makes sense. The nose has changed, or something like that. But yeah, obviously the physicality. It kind of reminded me of like the performance of like Jonathan Majors in Magazine Dreams, where the physicality is the vehicle to have a great performance in as well. So I'm excited, man. The Rock is somebody I've been really sour on lately, but I think this could be, like I said, a step in the right direction. So I'm excited.
Good.
Let's talk some video game news. There's a new trailer for Ghost of Tsushima, and the sequel, Ghost of Yote, has been released, coming October 2nd.
Nigga, do you need help? Look, the Ghost of Yote comes October 2nd. Yeah, there's no Ghost of Tsushima trailer at all. But it's okay. Yeah, look, we got some story details. There's 6 people that did her wrong, and she's coming back to get some vengeance. So great. I don't need anything. Like, I don't need to see anymore. Just give me this. Like, give it to me. Yeah, I'm taking the day off. Yeah, I'll be up all night. Yes.
All right. Last bit of news: GTA 6 has now been delayed until May 26th of next year. What are your thoughts?
Man, I mean, look. Ultimately, it's a good thing. It is. It's just so hard to hear. Like, was I in high? No, I couldn't have been in high school. I was maybe a year out of high school when GTA 5 debuted in 2013. So we're not getting into 2026. We're getting 13 years of development for a video game. I mean, holy, this better be the greatest thing ever. Which, I mean, they know that it has to be the greatest thing ever. So, and also they know that it's going to sell regardless. But yeah, it sucks to wait, but they need the time to make it great. So fine, can't argue with that.
All right. You heard it from the man himself. Last segment, guys. For those who don't know, Julie and I have a segment we do called Random Recommendations. Every month, I recommend him 2 movies he's never seen or haven't seen in a long time, vice versa. The 2 movies that he told me to watch in the month of April were I Am Number 4, which I've seen before, but it's been a while, and Law Abiding Citizen. And for him, I told him to watch Watchmen and Apocalypto. So we're going to snake around and give our reviews on these movies. I'll go first with my Law Abiding Citizen review. So interesting. This movie is a movie I've always been wanting to see. I've heard about it for a long time, so I'm glad you actually.
Kind of surprised you haven't seen this.
Me too, to be honest. It's from director F. Gary Gray, which is interesting because for those who don't know, this guy did the Friday movie. He did Set It Off with Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith. He did Straight Outta Compton. And he even did the Fast and Furious 8, Fate of the Furious. So to see him do this kind of movie is very interesting in his filmography. It stars Gerard Butler, who just 3 years prior to this movie did 300, which is insane.
King Leonidas himself.
Yeah, and to being like, he's not like out of shape in this movie, but just, like, if I was an actor, man, I got in that kind of shape, I would try to stay in that kind of shape. And if you see Gerard Butler now, he looks fucking horrible. But anyway, also starring alongside of him is Jamie Foxx, who, now look, I'm not the most well versed on what a legal prosecutor does, but this nigga wore a lot of hats in this movie. This nigga was goddamn detective, police officer. This nigga had mayor duties. He was doing everything, and so I guess I appreciated that. But I'm like, god damn, these legal prosecutors can do a lot, huh? And we also got Leslie Bibb, who I'm watching White Lotus season 3. I just finished it a couple months ago or a month ago. Interesting to see her as well. She plays Kate in the White Lotus season 3. And a lot of other people as well that I was surprised to see in this movie, like Viola Davis, a younger Viola Davis. Shut the fuck up.
That nigga said a younger.
And Regina Hall playing his wife. I love Miss Regina Hall. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so within the first 30 minutes of this film, we come to what I thought was like a resolution. I'm like, okay, Gerard Butler killed the people who murdered his family, and so where could the movie go from here? I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting because I had no idea. And where it went was it became like a murderous kind of dissection and like indictment on like the loopholes of the legal system, which that caught me off guard completely, in a good way. I didn't see this nigga becoming a Gotham City villain, but that's essentially what he was.
When the pores in the water supply, Batman.
I was like, okay, this is the route we're going. Sure, there's a great quote in the movie that I wrote down, which I thought was like really amazing. It's like it says that lessons not learned in blood are so forgotten. I don't know why I laughed. I'm silly, but that was a really good quote, and also a good theme to the movie as well. I love seeing movies depict characters who are like smarter than everybody else, or like 2 steps ahead. Because that also requires a smart writer to do that kind of stuff. But sometimes this movie reached the point of like, I was like, okay, everything is falling into place a little bit too conveniently for this nigga. Like, how smart are you really? But overall, like I said, I was still able to have a lot of fun with it. I felt like this movie needed at least 5 or 10 more minutes in the conclusion of just more like wrapping things up, because the movie just kind of ended. Like, I would have loved to see other things that kind of play out, because there was a lot of like major things that happened that really we needed to see like the blowback of, but we didn't really get. But maybe that wasn't the point of the movie. Overall, I think it's a really good film. I give it a B. I'm glad I finally saw it. So yeah, Law-Abiding Citizen.
All right. So the first movie I watched, and as always, I try to watch them, or as always, I'll review them in watch order. So the first one I watched was Apocalypto. Now I had seen this film before, but it's been maybe since it came out, and it came out in 2006 when I was 13. So I didn't remember shit from this. Like, the only thing I really remember, I don't remember going to see it in the movies, but I mean, quite possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't know how else I would have seen it in 2006 at 13 years old. So anyway, yeah. I don't think my mom would have taken me. Anyway, look. Anyway, the only thing that I really remember about this movie was the sun god scene, or the scene in the Mayan temple. And I was like, okay, this is fucking weird. But yeah, look, seeing it as an adult gave me a fresh perspective, man. And I mean, honestly, this is really the first time that I feel like I've seen this movie. Like, this was fantastic. Oh, you got a guess?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. The costume design, the local people playing the characters, the tattoos, the piercings, the markings, like everything just felt real. Like, it felt lived in. Like, it felt like we were fucking there. I was just like, holy shit, this is crazy. The dialect they were speaking. I'm so glad that Mel Gibson did this, and he is like, yeah, you guys are not going to speak fucking English to appease the audience. You're going to speak your native language. They're going to read these fucking subtitles,
bro. The actors had to learn that language, because that's a lost language. So even they were indigenous South American, they had to learn another language to speak in that, which is so authentic. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and yeah, like, just the story of this kept me engaged throughout the entirety of this runtime. I thought that Jaguar Paw it's so funny because like
Oh.
initially I didn't like him. Like, well, why is he being such a dick to the bigger guy? But yeah, like man, I really enjoyed this. I thought the way that it was shot at times was just stunning. Like it's just like holy shit. Like this is fucking film, bitch. Like
Immersive, huh?
Mel Gibson gets it. And it's funny because like when the credits were rolling, directed, co-wrote, produced, starred, bitch. Mel Gibson, like it's just like
starred.
he's like I did it all. I'm not gonna lie though, I bust out laughing at the end where you know they run into the beach and they see these boats coming and like it's the Spanish conquistadors. Like I was just like, damn, like this is a crazy way to end this movie. Like that's like very dark because like
very dark.
From my recollection, they're called conquistadors for a reason, bitch. They come to conquer your ass. So yeah, it was like you know, and then like you know he has a conversation with his wife, like yeah, we're just gonna go and live our lives peacefully. I was like, you know what? You are. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you
have 30 minutes. 30.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this was like a really, really good film. This is one of the best movies I feel like I've ever seen, honestly. This is an A+ for me. I absolutely love this. This was a really great movie, Apocalypto. I'm glad I watched this as an adult. This was awesome.
Yeah, man. I remember I saw this movie as a child. Well, when it first came out in theaters, my father took me to see this, bro. I was like traumatized in the theater. Like up until then, I had never seen gore like that.
Yeah, it's like, very visceral. It is very visceral for sure.
And like you said, that sun god scene, like that like got me. I was like, oh my god, you know, like that was really. I remember that being really traumatized about that as a kid.
Yeah.
And I look at the scene when Jaguar Paul jumps over the waterfall. He looks up at his ops. He said, "I am Jaguar Paul. This is my forest. My father walked this forest before me. My son." He popping that big shit, and he said, "Okay, yeah, we went over there."
Right. That nigga said, "We're all jumping, bitch."
Well, yeah, great scene, man. Just a fantastic film in my opinion.
Yep.
But yeah. All right. Next review is for a movie that I've also seen before. I consider it one of my favorite films of all time. Top 10. I haven't seen it in a while.
Top 10. Wow.
Top 10. Favorite. Okay. Not best, guys. Favorite. I Am number 4.
Okay.
2011.
Okay. Now, can you tell?
It may surprise you guys that me being the cinephile that I am, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. But you know, and I remember there was a big question going to this movie when you told me to watch it. It was like, will it hold up?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what, bitch? It's still peak. It's still fucking peak, bitch.
Wow.
Listen, this film stars Alex Pettyfer, Diana Agron.
It's in high school. He loves high school, everybody. It's in high school.
White kids in high school in particular. Bro, Diana Agron is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I used to watch her in Glee, and she's just so pretty here. Great love interest. We got Teresa Palmer, who, like I said, is number 6. To me, man, what really makes this movie work more than anything, more than all the action, the alien stuff, the fighting, the sci-fi, is the chemistry between Alex Pettyfer and Diana Agron, bro. It's literally jumping off of the screen, and it's just like, even with just a look, like I feel these actors are really like just in sync with each other, man. And I feel like it's the best part of the movie, in my opinion, and my favorite part of the movie is just like that early half of the film when they're just like meeting each other, having that meet cute, going to her house, all that kind of stuff. Now, the back half of the movie does kind of focus more so into what it actually is, which is that alien superhero kind of stuff. And that stuff is cool as well. But I will be honest, that's where it gets a tad bit more generic. But it's still a lot of cool stuff within there. I think the third final act battle, man, is really, really cool in the school. It holds up. It's a really fun like battle scene. But to me, though, what separates this movie from other YA movies, and for those who don't know, YA just means like a young adult film like Harry Potter, Hunger Games, all that kind of stuff. That's been like an adaptation, which those are actually really good movies, but most YA films are not good. Is that it really does a phenomenal job at making you feel like this kid just wants to be normal, man. He just wants to be a normal high school kid. He wants to go to school, wants to have girls, wants to have friends, wants that overall like that stability. But because he has these bigger than life, higher stake like circumstances, he can't really have that. And I feel like it takes his time to actually establish that, which most YA adaptations don't. A lot of YA movies are so focused on world building and lore, which don't get me wrong, I love world building, I love lore, obviously, that you kind of forget to ground the story in reality. And so this movie does a really good job at that. And there's a scene when he's at the table, man. It's probably my favorite scene in the movie. He's at a table with this new girl's family, and they're having this banter. They're having this family memory. He's just sitting there smiling like, okay, I can't have this. I'll never have this in my life, but I'm going to appreciate it while I have it now. I'm letting it wash over me. Just a really great kind of subtle scene, in my opinion. To this day, I am mad. This movie never got a sequel. it's because it didn't do good at the box office. But this was like supposed to be like a franchise starter. They teased, like I said, number 6 is barely in the movie, played by Teresa Palmer, but she has such aura when she comes on the screen. She's just really great in the movie, man. And I would have really wanted a franchise out of this. Like I'm talking about 4 or 5 movies. So I did some research. Apparently, they're thinking about bringing it back as like a series on like a streaming service. We'll see. But this movie, I think, holds a special place in my heart for a reason. It holds up. It's like I said, it's not perfect by any means necessary, but it's just a fun movie, man. I give it a B. I really enjoy this movie still to this day. I'm number 4.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen it in its entirety in a while. I might go back and check it out.
Yeah, it's time, bitch.
All right. So for me, the last movie was The Watchmen. 2 hours and 46 minutes.
It's not called The Watchmen. It's called Watchmen.
Can you shut the fuck up? Thank you. The movie called The Watchmen. 2 hours and 46 minutes, and boy, do you fucking feel it. Zack Snyder original, and boy, do you fucking know that in the first 5 minutes. There's so many unnecessary slow-mos in this movie where it's just like, Zach, come on, bro. Come on. Like, and like, look, this is back 2009 or 8, whenever it came out. Like, this was like almost, basically right after 300. So it's just like, he's just like at the height of his power. He's like, I can do whatever I want. Slow-mo, slow-mo, slow-mo. Hold on, bitch. You're going too fast. Slow-mo. And it's just like, okay.
I assume you heard this movie before, though. You just never got around to
watching it. Of course. Okay. Yeah. I've always heard of this movie. I just never watched it. Why did I never watch this? Probably due to personal bias. It seemed a little too dark. The characters were just like, who the fuck are these guys? And it was almost 3 hours long. I was just like, why? No thanks. But yeah, look, I did enjoy this to an extent. I think that the characters were more interesting than the plot line. And there's nothing wrong with that too, in most instances. The crazy nigga, the question, basically, whatever the fuck his name is, Ricochet. Sure. No, that's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. The nigga with the mask that moves.
Oh, Rorschach. Ooh,
yeah, him.
That's
my
dude.
Yeah, he's basically the question. He was super fun throughout the entirety of the movie. Super entertaining. It felt like anytime
here with me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, calm down, please. It felt like anytime he was on the screen, the movie was actually doing something and going somewhere. Yeah, that was cool. Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan was
God.
I mean, yeah, but another one of those villains. No, not villain, but another one of those characters were like, you can't beat him. So what are you gonna have to do? You're gonna have to talk to him. You're gonna talk. Oh my god, Roxy, you scared the fuck out of me. I forgot she was in here. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Rock. Daddy loves you. Yeah, you miss Lila. Daddy does too. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Dr. Manhattan. He was cool. Had to talk him down. Shocker there. Who am I? Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's hilarious to see that he was just Negan before he even did Negan. Like, this nigga is just an asshole in like everything that he does, and that's fine with me. Rest of the characters,
You like the Night Owl character?
Get the fuck out of here. That nigga was lame.
You're crazy.
Anytime him and his bitch is on the screen, I was just like, okay. Like, let me just get on my phone. I know who that is. That's Patrick Warburton. Don't bitch. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, you're not it. But yeah, this took me 3 days to watch. I'll be honest. I had to keep turning it off because I was just like, whew, it's just long, and I just don't care about some of this stuff. But ultimately, I guess I'm glad I watched it. I liked it enough to do research after the fact and look up some things. But yeah, this is just a C+, B- type tier for me.
Crazy.
Crazy. I just didn't love this. I just didn't love it. But like, whatever. I'm glad I saw it finally, so I can say that I saw it, I guess. But yeah, I just didn't love it. Ultimately,
I love Watchmen, man. It's one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, man. I can watch it. I can watch it all the time. And there's also a Watchmen show starring Regina King on HBO.
Yeah, I saw it on HBO Max. Yeah,
really amazing show, actually. But if you like the movie, I don't know if you like the show, but yeah.
I mean, I didn't dislike it. I just didn't love it.
That's fair. Okay, well, this is the part where we give our random Rex for this month now, the month of May. We can snake it around. The first movie that you will be watching, sir, we just mentioned this guy in our...
Hang on, hold on. Sorry, let me... All right, I'm ready.
Zach Kreger, his movie coming out, Weapons. His first movie he did, Barbarian, I think is a really, really modern, good horror film. So I want you to watch Barbarian.
Okay. And yeah, I'm running a little low on the Rex here. So I'm going to give you the original Friday the 13th. You've never seen this, I'm assuming. Okay, no. Good. I'm going to give you the original Friday the 13th, and I think you'll be in for a surprise for that particular film. So enjoy that.
Okay, and last random wreck is the movie that you've been avoiding, but it's here. Alien versus Predator. Sanaa Lathan.
Alien versus Predator. Okay, and I'm going to give you Jet Li's Unleashed.
Got it.
Not the director's cut, nigga. Not no other cut, bitch. Watch the regular movie.
Hey, I will.
Okay. Guys, make sure you like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the Current Era Pod. Okay?
Thank you. Yes, and share if you're feeling frisky.